Hi, Sabina.
Hi. I want to share my experience. Very often, I find it really hard to do this session or this meditation because it's kind of late for me and I've had a full day. And then the first half an hour, I have so much resistance and all sorts of stuff comes up and my body aches and I'm thinking, like, oh God, so how can it be in such a mess? And it all bubbles up and then it's sometimes something you say, and all of a sudden it just shifts. And, again today, I think it was maybe after half an hour or something, it's like everything is in its place and there's peace. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, but it's not, I'm sure what I say helps because I'm doing it with you. So I have to say things to help me because just like you.
Yeah.
It's inevitable when we really begin to allow our experience. The first thing we feel is a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
resistance, everything that is needed to perpetuate the sense of a me begins to come to the surface of our attention and to be felt. So we need to be with it, and it demands a kind of lovingness and devotion also to the truth, which we know is bigger than all these layers. But we have to go in there together, and my words are, it's true, are helping for sure. But yeah, I know this experience that you
Yeah.
described, that all of a sudden something has transformed
Yeah.
seemingly. We're out of the woods. We're back in this feeling understanding, not just thinking understanding, but actually feeling understanding that of
So, do you think it's just like whatever happens in our day, in our consciousness, whatever appears, just has to empty out, or
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that it has to empty out. That happens. It has to be allowed.
mm,
Somehow it has to be whatever is under the radar and is actively still, even though we're not aware of it, is actively holding and defending, and all of this is more in the body. There's also lots going on in the mind too, but here we tend more to the body, and so because we're listening to the body, those layers can come up.
mm, yeah,
They're not just circumstantial, they're habitual as well. So it's very good to do that often, because little by little, the more we do it, the more we start to do the yoga at every moment, like the more we do this kind of yoga, this kind of practice out of devotion for the truth, the more we'll continue to do it in everyday life. So if you did this more often, Sabina, not necessarily together, although it's lovely, but even with yourself, just to welcome the sensations and layers and resistance in little ways often, then it's like you're sending a message of love to yourself, saying, you know what, you don't have to do this, honey. You don't have to. These are old habits, but they're not so necessary anymore.
mm.
But yeah, it is a bit of an emptying out, this yoga,
And
a
also
surrender.
really love the idea which you talked about the last time I was in the meeting, that we are not living in the body, the body's living in us, and that it's a completely different flavor of experience, I think.
Exactly, yeah.
So interesting.
Yes, because as long as we think I live inside the body and this body is my envelope, that means that I don't live over. I need to make sure I remain intact and I defend myself or I assert myself. I am the body. If I live in the body, it's another way of saying I am the body. But here we know, all of us know or have had a glimpse that I is not limited to a body. So when I say I don't live in the body lives in me, it has a powerful effect. It's like it giving you the indication of how you should be feeling. The ordinary conditioned way I feel is enclosed in a body bag. That's how we were conditioned to feel. Oh, Sabina, look how she is cute. She looks like her mommy. That's Sabina. Sabina the body. Oh, look, beautiful long hair. So pretty, you know, that's me, Sabina. But that's, you know, a heavy thing. So, but then when, if I say, no, I, you know, the body lives in me, and me is this borderless field. Wow, all of a sudden, yeah, we get it, we feel it,
and there comes more empathy into for that you know, physical and
yeah,
you know,
more empathy, you said, Sabina.
yeah, more empathy,
Yes,
more love, if you want to call it that, or
yes,
more playfulness as well.
yes. From the point of view of the sky, you know, the clouds are welcome, whatever shape they have, and the sky doesn't go, I like that one, I don't like that one goes. And so from the point of view of awareness, with the body, it's the same, the bodily sensations. The one who judges the body is really the body. The feeling of me is what judges the body. You know, you look in the mirror and you go, I'm this, I'm that, but it's just anyway.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sabina. Thank you for coming.
So I just wanted to say that. But I had a question related to the previous question about the resistance and the nose. You know, because we are moving with the flow of sensations and whatever the shape it takes. But would moving with the nose and the resistance be a contraction, or I'm not sure if my question makes sense.
No, it does make sense. And
because we have the feeling that there's and by the way, today I didn't have any resistance on nose, but so, you know, it's very soft, but would it be okay to move with the resistance and the no, with something more outrageous and more or would it be enhancing the contraction itself?
Well, that's a good question. You would have to find out, right? So you would have to take, it's true, you would, no, but it's a great question. And when I facilitate the free movement, it's always a difficult line, because I feel like, yeah, go with the no. To begin with, it might be very much about the no, like completely embodying this expression. And you could argue that, yeah, to do that is to perpetuate but not if you stay with it. And to begin with, it is a no, not me. But if you really let that energy, if you're really close to the energy of the no, of the whatever it is, and you really honor its intelligence, and also somehow touch the yes that is around it without forcing anything, but somehow, you know, because something is going to be more free. This no that usually is stuck to itself. No, because no. Somehow it's going to become a bigger no, and it's going to become God's no, like God's grief, something bigger is going to happen somehow, simply because I don't know why. Because you're doing it in the shrine.
Yeah.
You're not doing it at home because your partner did something and you're going to dance your no because you're pissed off. That's also can be valuable, but here you're going to do that to begin with, but then your interest is with the truth. So it's going to go a bit further than that. It's not just going to be about Celine. It's going to be something else. You don't know. So, but I think you should just take the freedom to start with a very personal feeling. And you know, these feelings are you know, they're God-given. They're important. They're not nothing. They're not just ignorance. They're portals. They're raw energy. Yes, they might be to begin with serving ignorance, but that's because they don't know better. You just place them in the right orientation and you'll see who they serve. They serve some bigger gods and goddesses, in your case.
And yours. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, I think it helps. I wonder if the reaction against, because I think we're so conditioned to whenever we feel anger, that very strong energy, it's the way we've always witnessed how that expresses is by violence against
Yeah.
something or against people,
Yeah.
instead of welcoming the intensity of it.
That's right.
And,
You have to be careful. You have to be careful
Yeah.
with anger. You have to be careful. And if you read a lot of the spiritual texts, you know, with anger, they say go have a cold shower, you know, like cut the anger. But I think anger is interesting, and we don't just take a cold shower. But find the earth first. You know, connect with the earth with anger. For example, you know, find your feet and your legs and your arms and your body really, and then the space all around, and you know. But it can't be. You have to very soon. The person towards whom the anger is directed. Usually, it's a person or a situation that has to be purified quite soon. You know, if you find yourself just enraged, and that's still unfolding, still towards against, then you might want to go take a cold shower. Be careful. But if most likely the anger is going to graduate from the personal circumstance into something bigger and freer and more embodied and pure, more pure in a way. More, not more, but it's not that it will become more something, it will become what it is.
Yeah, but that elevation can be through some movement and not just sitting still and sensing it.
Absolutely, yeah. But you have to be mindful with the big energies. You have to get acquainted with how to work with them. But it's also not mysterious, because you have a body, and anger is a natural emotion, and the earth and the space, it's all there at our fingertips. We have forgotten, many of us, but many of us haven't actually, and are quite in touch with all of that. So trust yourself, trust your body, trust the intelligence of your body, and of the earth. The body is not just the body, it's the earth too, and the space, and it's all of it. It's the limitlessness, it's the energy, it's all of it, your body. So get acquainted with it. But for that you have to take a risk sometimes. And maybe it's safer to do it with somebody to begin with, or in these kinds of gatherings, you know, when we go into free movement, you know, take a risk, because then we come back and you can ask a question and you can feel that we're together. Yeah.